This was, without exaggeration, one of the most insane weeks in AI history. Between July 10th and the 16th of July 2026, we got two flagship model launches back-to-back, a record-breaking $26 billion IPO. Google quietly rewriting how search works for the entire planet, and a $1 trillion valuation flip between the two biggest AI labs on Earth. If you only follow AI news casually, you missed a lot. So today, I'm breaking down the 15 biggest AI and tech stories from this exact week fast, 30 seconds each, straight to the point. Every story is sourced and linked in the description. Let's get into it. OpenAI just dropped its biggest launch of the year. On July 9th, GPT-5.6 went live in 3 flavors: Sol, Terra, and Luna after a 13-day government-requested preview period. Sam Altman says Sol is dramatically more token-efficient for coding tasks, and OpenAI is calling it the strongest cybersecurity model it's ever shipped. Oh, and it's now the preferred model inside Microsoft 365 Copilot 2. The AI arms race just leveled up. Elon Musk's XAI fired back almost instantly. Grok 4.5 launched July 8th, trained partly on real coding sessions from Cursor, the AI editor SpaceX just acquired for $60 billion. Independent testing from Artificial Analysis ranks it 4th overall behind Claude, GPT, and Opus, but it wins hard on token efficiency, using a fraction of the token's rivals need per task. Musk calls it Opus class. The actual benchmarks say it's a bit more complicated than that. 5 days later, Musk was back with another claim. On July 13th, he announced Grok 4.5 grabbed the #1 spot on the Long Horizon Terminal Bench, a brutal test of AI handling complex, multi-step tasks over long sessions. If it holds up under scrutiny, that's a big deal for agentic AI. XAI also says this isn't even Grok's speed ceiling. A faster custom inference stack is reportedly coming next month. Meanwhile, Google's Gemini 3.5 Pro is missing in action. A leaked launch plan that surfaced on July 10th points to a July 17th release date, 6 weeks late from Google's original target. The leak claims a 2 million token context window, double anything else on the market, with the heavy deep-think reasoning mode locked behind a $250 a month Ultra plan. Take this one with a grain of salt, it's still unconfirmed. Google didn't wait for Gemini 3.5 Pro to shake things up. As of July 10th, every Google search result is now generated by AI Gemini 3.5 Flash. To be exact, the 10 blue links that define search since 1998 are no longer the default at the top of the page. It's the biggest search redesign in Google's 27-year history, and it's already sparking a fight with publishers over lost traffic. China's not sitting this one out either. On July 16th, Moonshot AI released Kimi K3, a massive 8 trillion parameter model, and unlike most Western flagships, it's fully open weight. That means developers can download and modify it freely. It's slower than the big paid models, but dramatically cheaper, and built specifically for agentic coding work. The open-source AI race just leveled up. Now let's talk money. On July 10th, SK Hynix pulled off the largest NASDAQ debut ever by a foreign company, raising $26.5 billion. Shares popped nearly 14% on day one. Why does this matter for AI? SK Hynix controls over half the world's high-bandwidth memory market, the exact chips every AI server desperately needs right now. This IPO is basically Wall Street betting on the AI memory shortage. That high didn't last. Just 4 days later, on July 14th, SK Hynix's Korean shares crashed 15.4%, their worst single day in almost 2 decades. It dragged South Korea's entire stock market down 9% and triggered a trading halt. The US shares slipped too. It's a sharp reminder. Even the hottest AI trade on the planet can swing violently in a single session. We're only halfway through this week's biggest AI stories. If this is useful, go ahead and hit subscribe now, because next week's list is going to be just as wild. Let's keep going. Nvidia just joined an exclusive club, sometime between July 13th and 16th. Its market cap crossed roughly $5 trillion. Different trackers put the exact number anywhere from 5.02 to 5.15 trillion, depending on the hour you check. Either way, Nvidia is now worth more than the entire GDP of most countries on Earth, and it's still the single biggest bet in the whole AI hardware race. Meta wants off the Nvidia dependency train. A leaked internal memo, reported by Reuters, shows Meta will start manufacturing its own AI chip codenamed Iris this September. It's designed with Broadcom and manufactured by TSMC, aimed at powering Facebook and Instagram's AI systems, and it's part of a plan to push Meta's total computing power to 14 gigawatts by next year. OpenAI is doing the exact same thing. Its custom chip, nicknamed Jalapeño, is also being co-developed with Broadcom, and Broadcom's own CEO told Bloomberg early testing shows roughly 50% lower inference costs per token compared to today's GPUs. Translation: running AI could soon get a lot cheaper for everyone. Every major AI lab now wants to own its own silicon. Here's a story that got a little buried this week. Starting July 7th, Microsoft quietly began routing tens of thousands of weekly prompts inside Excel and Outlook to its own in-house MAI models, not OpenAI, not Anthropic. Microsoft's AI chief has openly said he wants to, quote, reduce and ultimately eliminate spending on Anthropic. OpenAI and Microsoft's relationship is looking more complicated by the week. Speaking of Anthropic on private markets, it just overtook OpenAI. As of July 10th, Anthropic shares were trading at an implied valuation of $1.2 trillion compared to OpenAI's $908 billion. Both companies are racing toward IPOs later this year, and right now, almost nobody is willing to sell their Anthropic shares at any price. The legal fights aren't slowing down either. On July 9th, the New York Times and more than a dozen other publishers asked a federal court to sanction OpenAI, accusing it of hiding and even deleting evidence in their landmark copyright case. OpenAI denies the allegations, but with Anthropic already paying $1.5 billion to settle a similar lawsuit from authors, this one is worth watching closely. And finally, the US government is watching too. Reports say that as of July 10th, the Department of Health and Human Services launched an audit program tracking ChatGPT use across all 50 states. If confirmed, it's one more sign that regulators are catching up fast to how deeply AI has embedded itself into everyday institutions. That's this week's Top 15, and trust me, next week won't be quieter.